Today, it is not just me doing this episode. It is Stephen as well. He's decided to join me. And can you see we are rugged up? We feel like we are actually living in the Northern Hemisphere, though actually it's summer in the Northern Hemisphere at the moment. It is freezing here on the Sunshine Coast. In fact, I said to Stephen this morning, we've been sold a lie because it is so cold. I think it's like 11 degrees and we are freezing our butts off. But in saying all that, today we've got a very interesting topic that we want to talk to you about, and that is the greatest gift that you can give someone is to charge them for your knowledge, for your expertise, for that skill that you have. And why do we say that? Babe, why do we say that the biggest gift that we can give someone is to actually charge them and not give it to them for free?
Complex, but everything's free on the internet. Anything and everything you ever want. We've never ever had so much information overload as we do right now on the internet. So if it was purely information that people needed, then they would have already done what they needed to do. They would have had their transformation. They would have had their result. They would have moved from A to B simply by using what's already available for free online. And we know that it's not working. It's obviously not working, because otherwise a lot more people would be where they need to be.
Yeah, so this is something we want to talk about, because I know that there's probably a lot of women in my sphere that has downloaded some of my freebies, if not all of my freebies. You know, we put out a lot of content there. We put out a lot of value. I mean, there's so much content on my podcast that you can take and learn how to do certain things in your business. And yet there are so many women that still hasn't taken that step, that's not doing it. I mean, you've got the information. You can go onto the internet, you can go onto YouTube, you can Google how to do something, and yet people are not doing it. And one of the biggest reasons for that is because people are confused.
Yeah.
It's the confusion.
There's so much information.
Yeah,
there's so much information available. But the unfortunate thing is most of it is disorganized, disjointed, and doesn't make sense really. And you know how frustrating it is when you jump onto the internet and you're looking for something.
Yeah. And
you go down one rabbit hole and you're looking for something tiny, and before you know it, you've spent an hour or two and you're back where you started and you really don't know what you want. So all this information is there, but we're getting bombarded. So who do you believe?
Yeah.
What works? What doesn't work?
What doesn't work? Exactly.
What's the truth? What's hashtag fake news? You know, there's just so much of it around, and people are tired of spending money or spending time and effort on something that may or may not work.
Brain power, trying to figure it all out. And that is the reason why free is never going to get you where you want to be. There comes a time and a place when you've got to say, right, I have now watched enough videos, I have downloaded enough free things, I have listened to enough podcasts, I still haven't moved forward, I still haven't done anything about this, whatever it is that I want to do. You've got to draw a line in the sand and say, enough of the free stuff. I now need help. I now need a mentor. I need a trainer. I need a teacher that can hold my hand and that can show me the way. If you talk to most successful business people, they will tell you that they have invested in their knowledge. They have invested in mentors, in people that can help them get where they want to be. And most of the time, I know for me and Stephen, we look around to see who are the people that have already achieved the things that we want to achieve. And then we go, we see what people are saying about them, we see what people are saying about their teaching skills and the value that they're giving, and then we invest in them. We spend a fortune in educating ourselves, because let's face it, this online world is new. I don't care who you are. For the last 10 years, 15 years, I mean, the internet's not that old. And especially coming into this online space right now, everyone had to learn how to do it. There's no perfect guru that has been around forever and that could go to university and can teach everybody about the online world. The online world is pretty new. Like in terms of how long we've been around, it's a new phenomena, and we all have to constantly learn, and it's developing so quickly and it's expanding into so many areas so quickly that we actually can never stop learning what is going on.
Yeah, people generally associate paying for something with value. If you think about it and you walk in the shop, you see something expensive, you think it must be valuable. That's just how the human mind has been conditioned over time to pay for stuff. If you're always going the free route and you're always looking for the shortcut or the magic pill, what message are you sending to yourself? You're not taking ownership or responsibility or accountability, because it's somebody else's fault if it doesn't work, because you haven't really got a vested interest in success, because you've got no skin in the game. When it's free, and listen, there's a time for free to build authority and trust and just being a good human being, giving away stuff for free, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
But you're actually doing people a favor when you charge them for something.
Yeah.
Because especially people that are action takers or results orientated and they want to achieve a result, you know what it's like. You give people free courses. 99.9% of them never ever log in.
They don't even log
They don't log in.
Yeah.
They don't do anything with it. Yet the people that have
paid the money,
and there's urgency to it, and there's a scarcity factor, and there's a time constraint.
And there's a pain factor. There was a financial investment that they had to make.
Yeah, and they've got a burning desire
yeah.
to see change and see success, and they're willing to pay. So that's where this whole payment thing comes in, is that people will associate paying with value.
And I think the other thing that I also find is that you need to have a scarcity thing. You need to say, right, limited time, because otherwise we buy things, which has also happened with me, where people buy a course from me, and because they know they've got access to it forever, they don't do anything for it for months, if not years. Again, you need to take action. You need to have something that's driving you, and you need to make sure that you're going to invest the time, you're going to invest the money, and then you're going to take responsibility to actually make it happen. Because I think a lot of people also think, well, if I buy the course, I'm going to be successful. But remember, the course is just giving you the knowledge, and the knowledge in the right order with the right mentor. However, it's still up to you at the end of the day to make it all happen, to do the work to get it done.
Yeah, if you just look at two people, just let's say two examples. So somebody who's always looking for the magic pill, the quick fix, how quickly can I make money type scenario.
Or how quickly can I lose weight?
Or whatever the case may be is. So they are, again, looking for this free stuff, but what messaging do you send your brain? Like I speak often of the RAS, reticular activating system. So your brain filters in what's important to you. And how does it know what's important? Because you're telling it what's important. So subconsciously, you are looking for the path of least resistance. So what's going to happen? Just think about that train of thought versus somebody with urgency who is results driven, action orientated, who's prepared to put his thing on the block, prepared to pay for.
This is PG video, babe.
Prepared to invest. They're going to make the time, they're going to make the effort, and they're going to make sure this thing works for them.
Yeah.
So you're trying to move people from a confused and anxious state to giving them a system that is orderly and systematic, and it's step by step. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So you need clarity. People love clarity and certainty versus confusion and overwhelm.
Yeah.
So the internet at the moment leaves you confused and overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Whereas somebody who's taken the time to package it into something that works, a workable solution, you give them a clear path, something that's easy to follow, simple to understand, it's structured.
Yeah.
It's in a format that has worked because it's previously worked for these people or for their students, for example. And then the other second thing is, how good is it to have somebody whose shoulder you can look over?
Yeah.
So somebody to guide you, to mentor you, to give you the support, to give you feedback on what they suggest works or hasn't worked. So you're circumventing all the frustration, all the thousands of hours, thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars or rands you're spending. You can shortcut that whole process.
Yeah.
You know, in a safe environment, in a community environment where people are trying to lift each other up and reach, you know, a common goal, which is success in this case.
Yeah. And I also think the other thing is, so often I hear that people will say, but I don't have the same advantages, or I don't, you know, I'm struggling, or this or the other, whatever the excuse. I mean, at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, everything is excuses. We can all blame our past and blame what's happened to us, and, you know, use that as an excuse for why we are where we are today. But then today, you have got a choice. Every single one of us has a choice every single day to change what's going on in our life. Now, you've got two choices. One, if you don't have the money, go on the internet and figure it out, because the information is there and it's free. So that's your choice. If you don't have money, you need to go and do that on your own. You need to go and do the research. You need to go and put in the effort and the work to go and figure it out.
The only problem with that is most people are going to give up because it's too draining. So if you don't have the money, borrow the money, beg the money, sell something, do without something. If you're a smoker or a drinker or whatever you're wasting money on.
Yeah. Or sell the stuff that you don't need. I remember when there was a course that I wanted to do right when I first got started, and I didn't have the money for it at that time. I went around the house and I sold every single thing that I thought was a waste of time in my house, that I didn't need, that I wasn't using. All the kids' old toys, everything I flogged on Marketplace, which was back then in the day, which was probably eBay. And I sold it, and I made money from that in order to invest in my education. That's what I did, because sometimes that is the step you need to do, and the step you need to take in order to make things happen, because you need to invest in yourself to grow and to change things. And in the beginning, that costs money. It just does. You can't have a business that doesn't cost you money. It doesn't exist.
And the beauty is everything's learnable. As long as you're open-minded and you're coachable, you can learn these things.
At the end of the day, it all boils down to that the biggest gift that you can give someone is to charge them, so that they can attach the value that information is going to give to their lives. I mean, if you understand the value, that the things that you are learning, and if you understand where that can take you, where that can take your business, where that can take you as a person, your family, the impact it can have, it's just incredible. When you understand that little snowball, when it starts running, it's only tiny, but that it grows bigger and bigger and bigger, and where it can end up, it's just incredible what is possible for your future. If you take action, if you make it happen. But if you keep on making the excuses for whatever, I'm not ready, I don't understand how social media works, I'm scared of going live, I don't want to see my face on video, all those, they're just excuses. It's just your brain that's trying to sabotage you from wanting what you want. And like Stephen said about the RAS, I mean, it is incredible what that RAS, whatever you're feeding it, that's what it's going to believe. And the more you're feeding that nonsense, the more your belief system starts believing all of that. And you need to change that. You need to completely reverse what you are thinking and saying to yourself, and start talking to yourself as a successful entrepreneur, as a successful person that is nailing social media, that is nailing this online world, that is just, it's incredible what you can do. It's so easy to do it. And you just need to get out there and do it, and start feeding your brain the right messages so that you can start acting in a completely different way.
Yeah, I think just to sort of finalize this, because I'm guess we're getting to the end here, is if you just say you had $1 million to invest, R1 million to invest in a course, and it was only going to be available for 30 days. Compare that to somebody who's getting the same course for $10. Who do you think is going to have more urgency to get this thing done in the 4 weeks? If you put $1 million on the line, and this is an extreme example, but whatever your million is, it could be 5,000 Rand, 10,000 Rand, 20,000, whatever the figure is. But just think of the mindset shift that's going to happen if you have that sort of mentality. I mean, I'm fascinated with the human mind and psychology, and we know 99% of people set goals and they're going to fail them anyway. So how do you help them overcome all of that? We'll chat about that on another episode, I guess.
We will, definitely. I know you love the RAS stuff, so we'll definitely talk about it. Well, there you are, ladies. I hope that will at least get you thinking, about maybe it's time to invest. Maybe it's time that I need to invest in my education, that I need to invest in me as a person if I want to grow a successful business. If I wanted to start these courses, if I want to start making a difference in people's lives, it's going to take time from me and effort from me and money from me to invest so that I can then start making a difference.
And also in the same way, some people there right now are giving away the information for free.
Yes.
Because of certain limiting belief systems and money blocks and so forth. So there you are sitting on a valuable gold mine, a valuable asset, and yet you still don't want to charge for it. So this message is also for you. If you are giving away your stuff for free, like we said earlier, there's a time and place to give away stuff for free. And then there's a time and place where people have got to exchange value for rands or dollars or cents or whatever the case may be. That's just the way the world works, I'm afraid. Free is good for so long, and then it doesn't serve you anymore.
Absolutely. So ladies, I hope that you got some message out of all of that. So go out there and make a difference, because there's someone out there right now looking for exactly what you have to offer. And we'll see you next week.